Hey guys, PrinceofMacedon here. Gonna do this commentary video for Medieval 2 Total War. This was a 2 versus 3 siege battle, and I was going to be defending this this little town alongside my Byzantine ally. His name is King Morgan 123. He commands the Byzantines, as I just said, and I command the English. Our opponents, there are 3 of them. The first one, his name is Kevin. He's the host. He commands Egypt. The other one, he's way out here. He commands Venice, so this is... I forgot his name. Oh, it's Joscha.
Great God! Our enemy
And they're already striking our artillery. I mean, they're striking our town with their artillery. And finally, there is the French army, and it's commanded by... I forgot his name already. What is his name? His name is Manuwipf. And let's go and start looking at his army first. He has a unit of Basilisk, that's an artillery unit. He has a unit of Peasants, these guys. He's got some Adventurier, they're missile units, basically crossbowmen. There's... Well, there goes our wall. That thing goes down really fast because of their awesome artillery. Here's some Volgiar, they are heavy infantry. Dismounted Feudal Knights. Wow, this is gonna be hard naming all these units here because of all these cutscenes. But let's see, they have 3 Adventurier units, those are the crossbows, 2 Volgiors, those are the heavy spears, 3 Feudal Knights, these guys. Then they have these siege towers. There are, what, 5 siege towers? Being pushed by dismounted chivalric knights. There are 3, 4, it's like 5 of them. Well, the last one is the dismounted noble knights. Then this one is a lancer unit here. That's probably where their general's at. There he is, the French general. Then we have 4 units over here. These are all dismounted noble knights. They have ladders here at their disposal. Let's go look at the Egyptian army here. He has these Tabardaraya. I don't know. He has 3 of them. What are they? They are like heavy infantry units. These guys carry these little axes. There's 3 there. A bodyguard unit. Looks like 2 desert archers. Let's see, yeah, there are 3 desert archers. 4 Napatoons. The Napatoons carry these like grenades in the back. Or more like Molotov cocktails. He has a cannon unit here. This is Kevin's army, by the way.
Fight on!
And he just killed my allies' troops defending that part of the section because he wasn't watching. Saracen militia. And this unit of more Tabardaraya commanding. We're pushing that little thing of pushing that ram here. Then he has 2 more Tabardaraya. Man, this guy purposely got these to throw me off my commentary. And they're carrying ladders. And then he has this Royal Mameluke unit. Let's go look at the Venetian army. Way out here. Way out here. I should stress that. He's got a unit of General's Bodyguard. That's where the General's at. Armored Sergeants. Let's see, how many? 1, 2. Wow, this is like way out here. It's like 3. Well, it looks like he has 4 Armored Sergeants. A bunch of Venetian heavy infantry. Yeah, I'm getting tired of naming all these units here. Here, just look at it. Here's a Culverin, that's a artillery piece. Here is a Carroccio standard that is for morale purposes. Venetian archers, dismounted broken lances. The broken lances look awesome. Venetian heavy infantry, dismounted feudal knights, Stradiots, those are light cav. Knights Hospitaller. Alright, anyways, back to my side of the battlefield. When I saw my allies' army, I was pretty upset. Let me show you why. His army, look how much cavalry he has. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like he has like 7 units of cav. Look at that, this is ridiculous. He has militia cav, Byzantine lancers. I mean, what's he planning to do in defending a city with that many horsemen? Latin cons. I was pretty upset, honestly. And so when I saw his army, I knew that I was going to be greatly handicapped. So I told him, hey dude, we need to go to the town square and defend that, because there's no way you can hold the walls. Because I'm the only one with infantry, basically. He has some infantry. He has this unit of, what is this, spear militia right here? They're going to be useless against the heavy infantry that our opponents brought. He's got this unit here that was hit by artillery, and they're down to 39 men, and they're spear militia. They're useless. Here's another unit. This is a unit of dismounted Latin cons, but they're useless because they're down to 23 men, because they were sitting on this wall here when it fell. See that? Useless. Here's a unit of Byzantine guard archers. It's going to be useless because they can't fight in a melee fight. Not to mention they're down to 43 men. He's got this unit of dismounted Latin cons down to 41 men, and they're just going to stand at the front here. They had more than enough time to come back to the town square. And here's another unit of Byzantine guard archers. Useless. Alright. Two more units here.
Repel the attackers.
One's a spear militia, which is going to be useless. And then a unit of dismounted Latin con. So basically he has, what, 2 effective infantry units to support us in the town square. And it's all up to me with my infantry here. I've got tons of dismounted feudal knights. What else do I have? Dismounted feudal knights, armored swordsmen, and I believe I have some English knights. I think. Maybe not. I think I just have a bunch of dismounted feudal knights, armored swords.
Are no longer ours. The enemy
Yeah, I guess that's it. Well, I think I swung some troops over here. Armored swords, dismounted feudal knights. Yeah, that's pretty much all I have. So a bunch of infantry. And my ally, I don't know what he was doing, he brought a bunch of these cab units here. That really upset me. Because a 2 versus 3 is hard enough. It's even harder when your ally only brings cab to defend a town in a siege setting here. So anyways, I'm bringing all my troops in here, because I think this is our only hope of trying to resist the enemy here, who have artillery and all that good stuff. So they're pouring in slowly but surely. My allies bringing up these dismounted Latin cons who are just kind of useless here. They're being chased by these, I'll just call them tabards because it's easier to say. And even though he had, what, 2, maybe 1 or 2 of these Latin cons, he didn't bring them back in time, so now they're getting hacked to pieces, piecemeal, so they're pretty much useless too. These guys have they have like no business here. These are the Byzantine guard archers getting hacked by the Egyptian heavy infantry. Anyways, I remember the first guy into our city was Joscha. He came into Venice. His allies were kind of slow coming in, but this guy's darting right through this breach he made. And I remember this game was lagging like crazy when we were fighting it. I know Joscha, this guy, and also my ally, Morgan. Or King Morgan, sorry. They were lagging like nuts with their crazy connection. And look at that, just like that, my ally loses his general. And that's even before the major fighting breaks out. So I was really disturbed by this fight. See, I like handicap battles, but when your allies handicapped to add to the extra handicap, then it's even worse. And I was like, dude, you have all these units outside your walls, why don't you bring them in? And he was not listening to me. That was a recurring theme throughout this battle. My ally was not listening to anything I said. Instead, he was pointing out that the enemy's coming in through the walls. Look, they have guys coming through the walls. Here come the siege towers. I was like, dude, it doesn't matter if they have siege towers. But whatever. Yeah, I'm a little bitter. Alright, so, Venice, as I said, comes in first through this gap here. He even brings his artillery right here, his culverins. And he's going to start pecking at our wall from here. Nice sound effects there. That's the sound of the Byzantine stragglers getting shot by arrows. Well, this thing's still reforming. This is his artillery piece. I want to see it fire. It's idle right now. Why is it idle? Huh. Well, anyways, they will start firing soon. I remember them shooting on my wall. So these guys are coming up this way, bringing their carrot. How do you pronounce this? Oh my gosh, I can't even. Their Carraccio standard. And look at these guys, they're just standing here. See, I needed these units. See, remember my ally brought 1 or 2 dismounted Latincons, his only effective infantry? And what does he do? He lets them stand outside and get killed. So, pretty much it's just me with infantry in this fight. But, anyways, here's France coming through. And these are more stragglers from King Morgan, my ally. These are Byzantine Guard archers. I didn't know what they're doing here. They're running out of the city. That's probably what I should have done. Alright, so here is this is my plan here, is to defend this town square. Given the fact that my ally has no infantry. Alright, now our wall's getting pummeled here. From his culverins. They're way back here. That guy needs to work out. Alright. See, they're smacking that wall really well here. This one right here. See that? So you can tell this is where he wants to make a breach. And this is when I start pouring in my infantry, so that I can meet Venice's army. So I'm gonna march half of my army out here. It started off with like sending out like 4 or 6 knights over there, but when I saw how determined he was to come through this gap, then I started to send more guys over there. And look how slow France and Egypt. Look how slow they are coming through. They're just kind of hanging out. They're not really moving that. They're not really moving. They're just kind of standing right here while their ally moves in. But this guy didn't care. This is Joscha. He's like, I can take you both on. So he's gonna move up his standard, and he's gonna move up his dismounted lances and whatnot. Venetian heavy infantry. Yeah, these guys are itching for a fight. And this is when I got my troops over here, and my ally brought a mounted Latincon over here. I wasn't sure what he was trying to do with that. So I'm gonna throw my guys around this little breach here, so I can defend it with my infantry. So I've got this part sighted. And once again, look at France. They're way out here. They're not doing anything. They're slowly but surely gonna stop like right here, and that's it. And then Egypt. They've already stopped right here. They're kind of bringing up their ladders slowly but surely. Alright, so the fight has begun. You can hear it. They're rushing through this gap here. And that's when I start sending up my knights. Yeah, I do have English knights. There they are. This is my dismounted English knights. I'm going to send these guys around to outflank this breach here. I'm going to smack this side. Those are his Knights Hospitaller. So yeah, they're pouring in. Look at this huge amount of Venetian troops pouring in. And they're bringing up their Carraccio to provide morale support for these guys fighting for Venice.
Something changes in the course of battle, for defeat seems almost certain.
So yeah, when I see that my guys are having a hard time, I start to rush in more troops. Plus my general. There's my general. I'm gonna give my guys the morale boost here. And there I managed to bring down, I guess, the Venetian general. I think we captured him. By the way, my banners are the ones with the lions on it. The Venetian banner has the griffin on it. Alright, so here's the fight. It was at this point I was telling my ally, hey dude, you have all those horse units, please send them around this way. And and hit Venice from behind. See this? There is one bodyguard unit here, and that's it. The rest, what are this? Archers? And the Carraccio standard, and these general's bodyguards are here. So I was like, dude, send all your horsemen, send them out right now, and I hit these guys. And my ally was saying, no, support my flank. I was like, dude, what flank do you need support on? Look, I was looking at his army, it's like, what flank does he need support? And I was telling him, dude, France is way out there, and Egypt is way out here. You have time to send your horsemen out and hit Venice from behind. And that would have annihilated Venice right here, if he would have sent all of his guys around. So here I am, I'm holding this with just infantry, and I'm trying to rout them. So there's a big fight here. I mean, my guys can hold their ground, but if my ally would have sent his cav when I told him to, then we could have easily wiped one of the players completely off the map. Like, finally Egypt has this unit of archers right here, but one unit of cav could have ran them over. I mean, my ally did bring a lot of horses, so if anything, this was their opportunity to shine. But he ignored my pleas. He was like, nah, I need you to support my flank. That's what he's telling me. And I was just wondering, what flank do you need support with? Like, I was looking, there was nowhere that he needed support with. And then he started talking about these siege towers coming in. I'm like, dude, you still have time to take your cav, run around here, and smack Venice from behind. But he was like, no, I can't. I was like, dude, we had the chance to kill these guys right now. But he refused, so I was like, dude, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Anyways, here we are. Well, here I am, smacking this guy around. My ally has one horse unit back here. They're down to 7 horses. That's a Latin con unit. But I'm pretty much giving the business to these Venetians here. I got them surrounded. It's kind of hard to tell the difference, but yeah, my guys are surrounding his as they break through this gap. And I'm using less troops to accomplish this. I'm keeping the rest out of action so that they stay refreshed. So I have all these reserve units here. And I also have some reserve units back here, just in case these guys break through, but there's plenty of time. Look at this. They're still way back here. And all this time my opponent still could have sent in some horses around here to smack Venice from behind. He would only have to run through a Naphtalian unit who are lightly armored, and these archers who are also lightly armored. This Carraccio, which is a joke. And now there's an armored sergeant unit that kind of came out of action. But he had so much cav, he could have just easily ran these guys over, and we would have been rid of at least one opponent here. So now I'm getting showered with these flaming missiles.
We must act now.
So yeah, I'm still giving this guy the business with my English knights. And he sees that he's getting hacked here. That's Joscha. Some of them are winning, a lot of them are losing though. Actually says a lot of them are winning, but they're all clustered together.
We need to act.
And see those Naphtalians, they're starting to make themselves known here. That's when I start to send in more units here into the gap. So I'm sending in this unit of armored swordsmen. I'm not using my general because I need him to stay out of action for as long as possible. See, whenever I do a handicap battle, I'm more conscious of my micro choices. So anyways, Venice starts to withdraw from the walls here because he knows that he's losing when I send out my reserves. So he's getting the heck out of there, see that? Now he's bringing up this unit of spears. They're just armored sergeants, I'm not too worried about them. Very old school units, I think. Or at least they fight old school. So instead of pursuing them, I'm going to withdraw here farther back so that when they come back in I can surround him again. Had I continued to run out of there, then he could have surrounded me. So I decided to call off my pursuit.
Only intervention by the Almighty or a military genius can bring us victory from this.
So now, finally, because all that time France has now gathered at the foot of this breach here. And he's got his battering ram here being pushed by these dismounted feudal knights. They're gonna pound at that gate.
Are battering down the gates.
I still have these
The enemy have ladders at the
this
walls.
reserve unit over here
Repel the
of
attackers.
English knights
Give them
and armored
steel.
swordsmen in case France does break through. And Egypt's right here. They got their ladders ready. They're gonna start scaling here. It's gonna be a very bloody battle here. Sending out more reserve units, and I'm taking out this unit here. They're down to what, 9 men. These are dismounted feudal knights. I'm gonna put them in the center where I can rust them up more. So I'm bringing in fresh troops here to deal with the next incursion by Venice and possibly Egypt. So it was at this point I was like, oh crap, France busted through his side. And because my ally, I mean, although my ally only has to deal with one opponent, I knew he only had cav. That's why I kept my own reserve infantry back here, because my ally has no infantry to speak of. So I'm fighting with my hands behind my back here in a battle that's already, outmatched, because, well, it's already 3 versus 2, or 2 versus 3. So I see all these guys coming in. I'm gonna let them come in more, and then I'm gonna hit them from the sides, from all sides here. So here comes the French army pouring right through, and that's when I start rushing up my troops here. When I see that they're kind of in, I guess when they're kind of halfway in here, that's when I start to push up my reserves into them. So you have to be very economical about this. But still, my ally only has to deal with one opponent here. But he's still not committing all these guys. It's like, dude, why aren't you committing your troops here? So here I am, sending my reserves. See, if my ally would have had infantry, then I could have concentrated on these 2 opponents coming in this way. But now I have to concentrate on 3 opponents. All right.
By the Almighty.
These armored sergeant, that's a Joscha's troops. These Naphtalians are trying to hit my infantry, but they have to contend with this wall here, so they're going to be hitting wall every time they throw their grenades. Let's see if that's true. I'm still waiting. Here comes Venice's heavy infantry units, followed by dismounted feudal knights and some broken lances. Look at all these dead bodies here. I'm still gonna fight to the end. Try to pull a miracle victory, but here my what's this? This is Kevin. He's coming in with a bodyguard unit. He's gonna strike my guys from behind, and that's gonna cause a mass rout, or a rout of 2 of my units there. So I start to peel back my units here, and I start bringing up my last set of reserves here. Is that my general? I forgot.
Our men are under attack. We must act now.
Alright, so this guy's moving up here. There's a huge influx of Egyptian and Venetian troops here. But there's also a mass rout of Venetian troops. See that? All those griffins, those griffin flags getting routed there. So I'm still holding my side of the map here. Back here, me and my ally are fending off the French army. And since they're losing to this everywhere, defeat is a very huge possibility. It's very certain. They're screaming in, but they're getting their butts kicked. But there's still a lot of knights out here waiting to come in. Alright. So here's my general. He's kind of hanging out. And I'm using my morale boost wherever possible, just to keep my guys from running. Because there are so many enemy troops coming in. It's probably just demoralizing seeing that many stream in like that. And there's some cav units jumping in here. Naphtalians. It's a nightmare situation. And there's that morale standard back there, making the troops fight even harder. And you can see Egypt's making their way in with those tabards. Alright, so yeah, I've got this flanking unit right here. This is the unit of armored swordsmen, and I'm going to use them to bash into those guys. So they just threw a grenade at my guys, but yeah, I'm gonna rush in there and outflank this huge stream of Egyptian troops coming in. It's a pretty desperate situation right now. But there, we managed to push out the French army. See this? And unfortunately, there's some desert archers up here. These belong to Egypt, and they're just shooting our guys at will. Yeah, they're flaming my ally right now. But yeah, I decide that it's suicide to keep pursuing the French army, so I'm gonna pull my guys back. I told my ally to do the same. See, they're clustered right here. So I didn't think it was a good idea to keep pushing out, but if they pushed out even more, then would have gotten surrounded. So I'm like, hey guys, let's just invite them back in so we can surround them one more time. Here I am getting Napatoon still. It's not a great feeling, guys. Alright. So I'm fighting these, what are these called again? I'll call them tabards because, yeah, I can't pronounce that. It sounds awkward.
Bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Yeah, this is a very bloody fight. But my soldiers are carrying on. So you can see that I am surrounding them, but I have less troops, though. See these banners with the lion on it? Those are mine. Yeah, I just don't have the numbers to deal with this anymore. But, so I do have more reserve units. I took them from the fight against France. And I'm sending them out this way. And that's why I noticed these desert archers climbing this wall here. So I'm going to peel off one unit of, I think dismounted English knights, and I'm going to fight these guys up here. Before they start shooting my guys from behind. Hopefully get them off my back, literally. And, still fighting these guys, but at least the artillery got this close, because now they're not firing right now. And you've got these French knights hanging out here, ready to pounce. And France is finally streaming in again. And I start to outflank them. That's the only thing I can do now is try to get some flanking shots. Hopefully my ally will carry on and help push these French intruders out. Bam! Alright, so yeah, I peeled off a unit of dismounted English knights also to kill these desert archers up here. Because I didn't want those guys shooting my ally. They recaptured the French general, I believe. And I'm also killing these desert archers right here. And here comes France, coming right in. That's a Manuwipf. And also, here comes Kevin's bodyguards. Ouch! Those are my soldiers on foot right there. I still have quite a few troops left. That guy's soaked in red, look at that. It's like a ninja. The dead ninja. Alright. France is still pushing in. I've got a unit of 12 armored swordsmen there. And the other unit is an armored swordsman down to a few. That's why I lost my general.
Perhaps our chances of victory with it.
Yeah, I lost my general over here, and that caused a mass rout of my troops. Look at that. My guys on the wall who were fighting just archers, they decided to bug out of there. And all my knights started to run away when my general died. So that's one of the situations where losing your general is bad. But I didn't really have a choice because I'm out of reserves. And I'm trying to keep these guys off from the fight against France here, but I have no more troops over there. And this is when they start to rush in. Because I can only hold off 2 opponents for so long with half my guys before they all bust in.
My lord, our men are in command. My lord, we've lost control.
Alright, so there we lose pretty much all of our guys. I lost all my guys here. See, they're all routing. Well, here's one unit. This is down to 8 men. These are dismounted English knights. So when I see them stop routing, I rush them back into battle. But yeah, this is a nightmare. Look at all these French, Egyptian, and Venetian troops pouring into our little city here. This is my ally. Some of his troops are still alive. His Latin cons. So yeah, nothing against my ally, but yeah, he totally brought the wrong type of army for a siege battle. And it was already a 2 versus 3 to begin with. So that kind of screwed us over. Yeah, I mean, it's really not his fault, he was just inexperienced. But had he just brought even, what, 5 or 6 infantry units, like decent infantry units, we could have easily won this battle. As it was, he brought way too much cav. And you can't really do much with that in a siege battle. There was that one opportunity when we could have flanked him over here, but my opponent, or my ally, was not willing to leave the town square, even though he had plenty of time to. But yeah, this is pretty much the last part of the fight here. My guys are pretty much dead. I mean, I have, what, one guy here? He's fighting to the death. Let's watch him fight to the death. These what, 2 guys here? Oh, backstabbed.
Our men are fleeing the battle. Rally them.
It's kind of hard to rally your guys without your general, buddy. So yeah, they're all over the town square. And I have another unit right here. This is a unit of armored swordsmen. There he is. You see him? He's still fighting. Oh, wow. He got destroyed there. That was awesome. Even though that was me. It's alright. It happens. So... Oh yeah, at this point, the timer is still going off. But look at my ally. He still has these troops right here. I told him to bring his troops over, but he didn't want to bring them over for some reason. But instead of waiting for them to come over, the host decided to terminate the game. But I recorded... Well, I had fraps already, so I saved this part of the fight. And I'll show it to you. Alright, for some reason the host terminated the game, but I'm using my fraps to record this part live. You can see I easily got the most kills, but unfortunately that wasn't enough to win the battle. It's a good game to my ally, and good game to our opponents that we fought. I'll see you guys next time.